Hey everyone, I'm Scott Cunningham, aka Scotsy Business, and today we're here with Bill Ottman, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Minds Pro. So if you want to just jump into it, feel free.
Black Friday. This is a deadly day. Zombie day.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So I'm certainly not trying to shill products on Zombie Day, but it's I don't know. What's your impression?
So far, I mean, I think it's interesting. Like, I have a different page now that I can showcase my stuff on. I'm able to check analytics, which I think is huge, especially for businesses. I think considering Minds right now is the only platform right now that has crypto monetization that has analytics. I think that's pretty huge, and it's like a pretty good standard to set for others to follow. So I think that's really, really important. And yeah, no, the ability to start like earning from the traffic you bring in is really, really interesting. I'm curious to see like how all the features are gonna play out and how everything works. I've only tampered with it a little bit, so I'm curious to hear what else is in store.
So yeah, I mean the thing I'm most excited about is that now everyone can earn. Well, everyone can always earn Minds tokens, or USD or ETH or Bitcoin through Wire.
Mhm.
But what Pro does is make it so that you can actually immediately start getting paid in Bitcoin, Ether, dollars, or Minds tokens for traffic, page views that you're driving, active users that you're referring, and for referred sales. So there's a 25% perpetual recurring commission. As long as that person is still a Pro subscriber, you're going to keep getting 25% of that. It's not just a one-time
Oh,
thing.
okay. Okay, yeah, I didn't know about that.
It's a big deal. It's like it's pretty much the most aggressive open commission program that I've ever seen. I've never seen anything. If you're if even if you work for a company, you won't see sales commissions that high.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that to me is one of the big keys, because there are certain creators can drive tons of page views and active users because they have huge audiences, so that's valuable for
Mhm.
some people. Other people are really good with more local networking, are really good with local business networking. And for that, I mean, yeah, if you can find people to get Pro or buy tokens, you're getting 25% of that.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Yeah.
so that's just real incentive. And the reason that we're making it so you have to pay in, it's sort of like a co-op model. In a co-op, everyone pays in and there's sort of this share at the end.
Hmm.
And we just need to make a sustainable business model. And
Yeah.
typical social media, old school social media, traditional proprietary surveillance social media it's free, but it's not free as in freedom.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting exploited. So you're paying heavily. And if people can, companies need revenue to survive. And we're a partially community owned company. Like over
Hmm.
1,500 members of Minds own stock. And
Yeah.
so there's common interest in us, driving a serious recurring revenue model. But what we're doing is we're taking the Pro revenue and splitting it with the people who are driving traffic to the site.
Yeah. Makes
So, and
sense.
you can get paid out in dollars, Bitcoin, ETH, or whatever, any of those.
Yeah.
So that's also hugely important because we are using Stripe for the USD,
Yeah.
and it's just necessary. And I honestly hope that it works, because their API is just not even, no one else can even mess with it at all. When has those kinds of international uh, relationships with banks and whatnot. And so
Yeah.
actually for Stripe, because, and I'm just going to say it because and it's unfortunate, but NSFW cannot get Stripe. NSFW
Yeah.
channels cannot. And
Yeah.
I personally don't think that that's the right decision on their part, but that's why we're providing Bitcoin and ETH and Minds token options for payouts, because you can just get Bitcoin. So we're
Yeah.
not saying NSFWs NSFW channels can't monetize, but they, have to get paid on Bitcoin, which is so easy to swap if you want to, or hold, and it's like just as good, if not better.
Yeah,
So
I was just gonna say most people would probably rather take Bitcoin anyway. So
yeah,
no problem
yeah.
there.
So I mean, that's awesome. And then, the whole custom domain element of Pro, when you get a subdomain, that's just a fun thing that we're experimenting with to kind of give people more control over their channel and branding. And, so, and what we're going to do is have a submission process for templates for the front end, because we just did sort of a bare bones template, which actually, can be made to look really good. Subverse.net is using it. So that website, subverse.net, is Minds Pro. So
Okay.
Minds is sort of powering that. That's powered by minds.com/subverse.
Okay.
And there's a couple other people who have started. And if you want to set up a custom domain, for now, you have to, reach out to our support, and we'll just do it for you like within a day. But soon we will have an automated process. It just has to do with load balancing. And it's pretty complicated when you're dealing with tons of different domains and SSL certificates, and so
Yeah,
that's
no, that makes
taking
sense.
it's taking a little bit of time, but we're pretty much there. And yeah, man, I mean, and we're doing a whole revamp of Wire, which is gonna, was just much needed for all the subscription tiers. It's a little bit messy right now, and that'll be coming in the next couple months, like probably by the end of January.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I just try to zoom out and think, what if we've been trying to achieve this for a really long time? The ability to track analytics of channels' contributions to the network and then directly pay them out an RPM for the traffic that you drive. We're not using Google Analytics. We built our entirely own analytics engine powered by like Elasticsearch and Cassandra and Kibana and these really amazing new frameworks. So let's see, what else so the way the RPM works is you get $1 for every 1,000 page views that you drive up into 100,000. Once you reach 100,000 page views, you start getting a 5 RPM, which is a lot. I mean, that's what a lot of YouTubers make for their ads that they serve on their videos. But we're actually not even, there's no ads for this.
Yeah.
We're literally just splitting our revenue and giving it to people for helping us grow.
Yeah.
Which is really natural and I think pure model. But that's not to say we're obviously against ads. We're against ads that spy on people. So, and we have the Boost system, which is an ad network. So what we're going to roll into for Pro channels is the ability to serve boosts and earn for the boosts that you serve on your channel and all of its assets, whether blogs
okay. So would that be like a more advanced version of like offers, I guess?
Yes, it's a more advanced version of offers. And but you would be earning based on the impressions that you drive, as opposed to what a boost offer is when I send you an offer of like 5 tokens for a remind, which is it's a paid share. I'm paying you to share my content to your followers, which I think is a good thing to have, but it's a little bit different from like an ad campaign that can run over the period of like a few months.
Yeah, and then I guess it wouldn't exist on my page after it finishes, right? Because it's just an ad, not like a paid share.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So, and we tried to look at the comparable pricing models of like Squarespace, WordPress, some of these others, but it's like Squarespace I think can be up to $50. Vimeo can be like more than that, and so it's not totally out of left field. Plus, you get to earn, which those sites don't have. So, if we can be sustainable with revenue and share it with the whole community, I mean, we're going to succeed. Everyone's going to grow. Everyone's going to become stronger. So, I think that it's, people sometimes are conflicted if they really want something for free or if they, want to contribute to making it grow. And so, I do try to pay for the products that I care about or donate to them. And this isn't even like a donation. So I don't know. I'm curious your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's really interesting. I'm curious as like one question I have is, will analytics only be available then to pro users, or is that
No,
eventually going to be for everyone to access?
that is for everyone to access right now, actually.
Oh,
The
okay.
the little we need to add the analytics button in the drop down menu. But if anyone listening to this goes to minds.com/analytics/dashboard/traffic, you will see your analytics.
Oh,
So
okay, perfect. Because then
yeah,
that's how they'll know whether or not it might be viable for them if they want to start paying in, or if they want to wait a little bit and build up their audience and then decide to go in later, kind of thing.
yeah, I don't think that the earnings tab shows up in the analytics for
Oh, okay.
regular users right now, but you can just infer based on the RPM
Yeah.
what you would be making. So it's a 1 RPM up to 100,000 and then 5. And then actually at a million it it caps at a million for the 5 RPM. Just because we are easing into this and we basically need to make sure that it is sustainable. So
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
and the RPM is going to be fluctuating and we're going to be seeing like what makes the most sense, but this is what we're starting with. And it's there for the taking right now. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's early stages, so I'm sure it's going to be changing a lot over the next few months. So what are all of the other like what are all of the features like just like, in summary that a pro user gets or that might come out in the future?
So this is all on minds.com/pro, but you get a custom domain or subdomain and sort of this new template for your channel, which is more like a website template.
Hmm.
And you get the ability to earn from page views that you drive, active users that you drive, um, commission on sales of pro and tokens. And you also get, we did just roll in 1080, but I think that is global. So we have 1080 for videos now, which
Oh,
is good.
okay.
And you pretty much get unlimited storage, but most people get that already. The only thing that we're still working out is the hour video cap, which we're
Hmm.
trying to expand to 3 hours as soon as possible. Obviously, that that is key just for long form conversations, especially.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
and I'm probably missing something, but I can. Oh,
So I'm curious for buying Minds tokens, how would that like how would it be attributed to like my page, for example? Would it be like if they're on my page and then where would they go to buy tokens that I would get the referral?
if they hit the site originally through you or
Oh,
any
okay.
of your channel's assets.
Yeah.
So any of your content, blogs, images, videos, posts, channel groups, if they sign up through that originally, even without the referral code, you'll be getting credit because we're just detecting the asset of the channel right now to give
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
credit.
Yeah.
But like if they originally hit the site through you and then go to other channels, you're still going to get the credit if they sign up. I think within
Yeah.
24 hours of hitting the site. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. No, I guess I understood that originally with referrals. I just didn't realize that. So then anyone that you've referred, if they ever buy tokens, you're getting some commission on that, but only if you're through pro. Whereas normally it would just be like you would get the referral bonus or whatever, and then that would be it if you weren't with pro.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
right? Okay, yeah.
So yes, when they sign up, if they at any point buy something, you're getting that commission.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm. And we're, with the revamp of Wire, we're going to maybe work in some sort of commission structure with that as well, but we haven't figured that out yet. So, yeah, man. I mean, it's already gaining some traction. I mean, because anyone can do it, and there's a variety of ways to earn. You know, it takes work, it takes networking to bring people in, but I mean, you're WordPress, and I'm not even going to go to Squarespace because they're not even, don't use Squarespace.
Yeah.
But you know, the thing about WordPress is there's no network, and they did buy Tumblr, which is interesting, and they're probably going to do something with that. But most websites are not built on social networks, and that's why so many websites are ghost towns, because they're just sort of this crossover page where people link to their stuff, but they don't actually have their audience like hanging out on their website, which is, you know, the audiences are hanging out on the social networks, YouTube,
absolutely,
wherever. So it makes a ton of sense to sort of fuse together your social media with your website, because people are already there and they can engage you better that way. So I'm pretty excited about it because it gives people a lot more branding control and is just more professional and sustainable. And, you know, we're going to probably do a free trial. I wish we had with this rollout, because it's just easier, but you know, it would have been a little complicated and we really just wanted to get it out, but we're going to roll in some kind of a free trial for sure.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, because like a year ago or so, I did have a website. And then eventually I was like, you know what? It's probably just easier for me to just like list some of my links to my other social platforms, because that's where everyone's going anyways. So it makes a lot of sense that you guys kind of merge those, so there isn't that massive separation between where people are really just going through the website to go back to the socials anyways, and you kind of just put that all in one spot, so there's not all this different clicking and navigating around. It's just a simpler navigation interaction. So are there any other planned features that you guys have for the future, or like what's that going to look like?
Yeah, I mean, we have a ton of stuff. It's all public on the roadmap. I can quickly go through some of it. We have a total UX overhaul coming, which is going to be so nice. I mean, I don't think the UX is bad now. I just think that there's a lot of unification we could do cross-platform and having everything just a little bit tighter. But so let's see. Yeah, all new onboarding, much smoother for that. We're launching a bounty program for open source contributions. Let's see. Yeah, tons of new stuff with navigation and just making more of the key components of the app accessible from everywhere on web and mobile. We are going to be grouping notifications. We are going to make discovery and recommendations way more effective and comprehensive, showing like trending blogs and videos and just more of like a digest on the main discovery landing page of all the different stuff, as opposed to just like that one top feed, which I think has been sort of limiting and decreased exposure on the full spectrum of content that we have. So I think that'll be really important for, you know, helping all the different types of creators get seen, because, you know, different people use different mediums. Some people do more memes, some people do videos, some people post. So yeah, the new wallet is coming, and that's just a better UX for managing the ETH, Bitcoin, USD, Mines tokens. ActivityPub is coming by the end of the year, which is, you know, will allow us to federate with other ActivityPub nodes. You know, search, it needs attention. Just better suggestions. It's all about recommendations and suggestions, but without spying on people in order to do that, you know?
Yeah. That
so
makes sense.
But good recommendations for other channels. And we're also trying to figure out a way to because what almost every other app will do is take your phone number and, you know, pull in your whole phone book so that they can show you all your friends, you know, whose phone numbers are on that network. That does work, but it's really bad for privacy because you're actually giving up all your friends' phone numbers to this company, and that's what everybody's doing. But what we're thinking about doing is potentially when you sign up, you can consent to have your phone number used for your friends to find you, so that when we then go and look at people's phone books when they're signing up, if that person wants us to, then we're only getting the numbers that have been consented to be given in the first place. So, you know, I think that will help a lot find like your immediate community of friends who are using the app. Because a lot of people use social media just to chat with their most immediate friends. And that's literally like all they do, and share memes from the newsfeed and whatnot. But because we're privacy conscious, we've sort of resisted doing things with phone numbers. But I do think there's a way to do it that will make it much easier for like a more broad, like popular audience.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So the whole boost thing that I mentioned is huge. You know, the ability for any channel to serve boosts and earn an RPM for that. And there will probably be some bidding type systems going on for people who are doing advertising. We're going to make the token purchase flow much better so that it's just faster and easier to get it with dollars or Bitcoin or Ether.
Okay.
Server-side rendering is coming, which is just going to make all the page loading happen way faster. Like right now, because it's a sort of single app that has to load, the first time you come to the site, it takes probably too long right now. Once you're in, it's quick, but that initial load, and it's only because Angular Universal doesn't have a PHP library right now. It's the only reason we haven't done that yet. But that's, you know, that's going to sort of be one of those things that you don't realize makes a huge difference, but will to just newcomers.
Yeah, onboarding people. Yeah,
onboarding people. Oh, the other good news is Facebook just stopped blocking our links. I don't know if you saw that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I didn't. That's huge. Yeah.
It's huge.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't even really know how it happened, but they were calling us unsecure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And forcing a CAPTCHA in order to even post one of our links.
Yeah. Yeah. Because before I'd actually shared my guide that I did on YouTube, and in the guide it said minds.com as the title, and even just sharing that, which was actually a YouTube link, would trigger the CAPTCHA. So I thought that was pretty ridiculous, because it wasn't actually even sending people to minds.com. It just mentioned minds.com in the title, and that was still triggering the CAPTCHA. So I thought that was pretty egregious.
Oh yeah, that hurt us a lot. I mean, that was in effect for like over a year.
Yeah.
And it would also trigger the CAPTCHA when you were sharing a post on Facebook. So not even just the original post, but so if you think
I had an issue with that as well. Yeah, where I talked about Minds, and then some people were trying to share it, and they're like, I'm not going to share this. This is unsecure. And I was like, oh, well, no, like it's not. But they're like, well, I'm not going to share it because then the people who watch my videos won't share it because it's unsecure. So then, that definitely caused problems too.
So, yeah, and that's just twisted because Facebook is the one that is not secure.
Yeah.
I mean, we've never been hacked. So I don't know, like, you know, no sensitive data has ever been compromised. I don't know why, you know, we're on some sort of list apparently, but good for them.
And you have way less data to be compromised with anyways, because you're not tracking all that data. Yeah.
So at the same time, you know, to give them the benefit of the doubt, I mean, somehow it got in, it got heard, and it changed.
Yeah.
I take that as a good sign. I'm not trying to, you know, start beef. It's more just they need to change. They need to change what they're doing. I mean, Facebook's not just going to disappear from the face of the world, but unless they, you know, open source all their code and start getting serious about transparency and privacy, it's just like they don't deserve attention. And
Yeah.
that's the funny thing, because, you know, I don't know. The fact that I can't imagine how many people that stopped from coming. Probably a lot, you know, because it's over the course of a year. We used to drive a ton of traffic from Facebook early on, from all these big media pages that we made, and then it just stopped. But the good news is that we didn't rely on them anymore. You
Yeah.
know, tons of companies and networks just died after Facebook changed the organic reach algorithm. But we
Yep.
knew that we needed to get off there. So it's actually been really valuable for us not to rely on their traffic, because
So
we've
now it's
had
just
to,
kind of like a bonus now that
yeah.
it's back. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, man. So any other tough ones? Throw some tough ones at me.
Um, hmm. I don't know. I mean, I like Pro. The only real big like pain point that I've seen is people who are just like not willing to pay that. But I mean, at the same time, I understand that you don't need to have Minds Pro. There's regular Minds, which is completely free, and then there's Minds Plus, and there's Minds Pro. So it's not like anything's forcing them to use it. It's really just like I think it's more for bigger creators rather than just like the average user. So I think there needs to be that differentiation. So like I understand where it's just like a smaller user is like, oh well, why would I pay for this? Well, it's like it's not
Yeah,
necessarily
right. You
meant
don't
for
need
that
it.
type of
Yeah.
person. So like I understand that, but that's kind of the main thing that I've heard.
Yeah, I think that there's tons of sites that I use that I just don't get the you know, premium or pro version, and that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not this. You're not really, unless you want a website and want to make money, then why would you want this? If you want those two things and you see value in those two things, then it's worth it. And I think that if there's to expect that you can just start getting paid without, you know, having brought significant traffic to the site is a little bit, I just don't think, fair to expect. You know, we are willing to, you know, work with people who really want to, you know, if people really want to get going on the commission program, we're going to do a free trial. And I mean, I would even potentially consider opening, I don't want to say this because I'll get in trouble with the team, but like, you know, I would consider doing the commission open for everyone. But the thing is that you do kind of need some sort of a safety guard, especially when you're dealing with like sales commission stuff. Like, you need to really know who people are, because people will try to scam things, which is not
Yeah.
okay. To, you know, basically, like, I don't even want to say it because it just give people ideas of what to do. But you need, when you're dealing with credit cards and stuff, you can't mess around.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
and 25% commission, that's like a serious program. So, you know, to pay $50 a month or $40 a month, if you know, you pay for the year, to potentially earn like as much revenue as you're, you know, capable of bringing in.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's more like a, you know, fee. It's not even really like it's nominal.
Yeah. Yeah, because like for example, like I've seen on like Gab, for example, like they have the first payment tier and then a second payment tier, and there's no potential to earn anything. So like there's a bunch of people who are paying for that, and they're not like concerned with paying that, and they're not even going to earn anything. So, you know, when I look at mines, it's like, okay, well, you're paying something, but you're also earning something and you get all these other benefits. So, you know, like it's not completely like ridiculous. Like you guys didn't just come up with this out of nowhere. Like there's clearly a bunch of other platforms that are doing the same kind of thing, and Gab is another alternative like free speech platform. So since
Mhm.
they're doing the same kind of thing, it's not like, you know, way out of left field.
Yeah, I think maybe it sort of confuses people because, you know, maybe there's some sort of entitlement to like being able to earn. I don't know what it is. Or because we do allow people to earn tokens for, you know, not paying, they maybe thought that it was the same. And I mean, you can earn pro. If you earn tokens and then buy pro with tokens, you can earn it.
Yeah.
Actually, should have said that from the beginning.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, yeah, because people, yeah, if they are earning enough, then they could then spend that and then get money through that. So they're still going to earn regardless without having to spend anything if they're getting enough traction to begin with, which is the whole point.
Right. So yeah, man, I'm psyched about it. It, I think, provides a much more serious incentive, particularly for big creators, which in reality we need. You know, we need more creators are the drivers of, you know, power on the internet.
Yeah.
People like, if creators decide to abandon YouTube or, you know, any of these networks, like, that's where all the energy is. I mean, so we deserve, you know, I want to make money through this too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to use it as well. And like, I tell that to, you know, our team and it's like, this is everyone sort of created equal. And I just, I really like the idea of bringing the sharing economy to social media, because everyone's trying to figure out, how can I make money independently and do like whatever it is that I want to do, whether it's, you know, make movies or art or and sell it online and whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's like there's a few ways you can do that in the sharing economy now. You know, if you have an extra room, you can do Airbnb. If, you know, Fiverr does interesting stuff for selling services,
Yeah.
quick little bursts of service. Uber your car. But then what is there that actually anybody can do? You don't even need to own anything. It's just your
Social
network.
media.
Yeah, it's and so if you can leverage that and, you know, bring energy to our ecosystem with, and get people buying tokens so that they can boost their content and advertise more, or get people on pro and help them earn more and, you know, be independent financially, like, because the recurring part about it, like Coinbase has, you know, a good referral fee for, like, if someone buys Bitcoin, you get like $5 or $10 worth of Bitcoin when they buy it or something like that. And I've always thought that was a great feature of Coinbase, but it's not enough to actually make money.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like do that as a job, like selling Bitcoin. So, you know, if you can help find us advertisers who, you know, buy tokens to boost their posts, or other people who want to get on pro and earn and have their own website. I mean, we want to work with developers a lot on pro, so that basically you can just put in any front end design you want, and to that degree, it's as flexible as any platform, WordPress
Yeah.
or Squarespace or whatever. And so, you know, and I do think need to get a few more templates that are just nice and clean and simple for people, because a lot of people don't want to deal with coding. So
Yeah, fair enough. So that they can kind of just like switch between the different options. You can kind of make like a video centric one or a blog centric one, or
right.
different options. Yeah, yeah. No, that I like that. And yeah, like one of the things that you said that I'm most excited for is being able to like serve boosts and kind of like run ad campaigns. I think that's going to be a really, really interesting way to like have really built on to offers, because I don't really think many people are using offers. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Nope. Even though
but
it's
yeah,
like,
I think that'll be like the really good like upgraded version, so to speak.
for sure. And then let's see if there's any other last things I should mention. Blogs are definitely going to be getting a big push, and Messenger, it's coming. We're going to go deeper into the encryption direction and try to really make Messenger competitive, which is just critical. You know, you need that. You need it. that is what most people use the most on social media, is Messenger, just talking
Yeah.
to people.
Yeah.
And we've sort of let it lag behind in favor of working on the, crypto and the rewards and the boost and more like creator centric tools as opposed to just communication centric. And I don't regret it. You got to do one thing at a time. But we definitely recognize that the Messenger needs to get integrated better and evolved much faster. Because I think that there's good applications of even payments with Messenger, like to be able, or earn.com does a really interesting feature, which I've always wanted to do, which is to pay people to chat.
Okay.
They'll do, their concept with it, and Coinbase bought earn.com. But you could, reach out to a VC and pay like $10, and so that that they got it, and so that you would get a response from them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Like or you'd spend mine tokens or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, or whatever currency you want. To be honest, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I think that's just really valuable. It's sort of a hyper monetization, focused with like, okay, well, everyone, you have to pay to get a response from someone these days. But I think that is what it's come to. And, the reality that we have to face is that there are people who, are just cannot make it through the list of inbound messaging that they have. And so if they're getting $10 per, that's why, have you heard of that site Cameo?
No.
It's pretty cheesy, but it's funny. You can pay sort of like B-list celebrities to like make a video for you. You can pay them $100, and then you say, "Hey, it's my friend's birthday," and then they do like a 2-minute video rant about your friend, or like whatever context you give them. And they send you back a video. And there's actually some funny people on there. I learned about it through this dude, Chris D'Elia, who's a funny comic.
Okay.
And he was messing with it, doing like, dude, I'm only doing a video for $50,000. And they had to like raise their limit, but because it is sort of a joke, but it's also, why not?
Yeah. I mean, if
I
people
knew
want to
that
do
I
it,
could get a response from the president or some great musician that I'm obsessed with, like if I could like ask them a question, that is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And so it's similar, like to pay to join groups, pay to boost, just all the different functions. You want people to have as many options as they can. And obviously tons of content should be free, not necessarily behind a paywall, but just giving people the options and seeing what sticks is what we're trying to figure out. And the reason that we came back to the page views and active users is because page views and active users are the metrics that we actually use in our operating plan to like project our growth and whatnot. So why we need to be incentivizing the community with the things that help the community grow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like and for Messenger, like one thing that I've wanted to see is like recent conversations, and then like maybe like if you had like a best friend, like a friends tab where you would just see like the people that you wanted to see if they were online. Like I know you could obviously like search for them and stuff, but I think it'd be really interesting to have like those kinds of like sections to
for
like,
sure,
or like lists or something like that.
It's like one little section is the channels that you're communicating with them or visiting the most, kind of thing. Yeah,
Something like that.
I mean, I think we've maybe talked about this before, but it's obvious to everyone what the best tech feels and looks like. And so just because something, I mean, mine's is obviously very much a work in progress. I think that by the end of Q1 of next year, the app and on both mobile and web are going to be like completely revamped to the point where it's like feels like a new app in a good way, just so much smoother and faster and more clear. But you know, we've taken on a lot because we're trying to keep up with like literally the biggest networks in the world, and they have billions of dollars and thousands of developers. And so sometimes it's hard because you want to focus on one thing at a time and do one thing really well. Like if we focused only on Boost and advertising and, you know, helping creators get more exposure, or we focus only on video or only on mobile video, like you could spend 6 months to a year on any of those topics easily, and still, you know, it probably wouldn't be at the bleeding edge of the market.
Yeah.
So we're sort of taking this approach where we are trying to do a lot in terms of content creation and, you know, subscriptions and payments and all this stuff. But so we're not going to be really bringing in much new. I mean, but then again, there is new. It's like ActivityPub, you know, that's a new thing that we know we just have to do and want to do because we believe in that system and more decentralization. So there's this tension between focusing on what you have and fixing it, and like staying along with the, you know, what is actually most important, because sometimes what's most important we might not have, and there would be all these new benefits of bringing that.
Oh, just lost you for a sec there.
Yeah, someone was just calling me. But we're going to do a big integration between GitLab and Minds too, so that the issues that we have in GitLab are more accessible from Minds.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
They call me. But so more voting can happen from the site without having to log into GitLab, in order to categorize and prioritize the issues that have been submitted, so that we literally know, okay, most of the community is voting on this. This needs to be happening next. Like people do that on GitLab, but we just need to make it easier because most people don't want to go into a new site to, you know, put out what they think. For anyone who doesn't know, gitlab.com/minds is where all of our code is that powers the site. So, but I think I do have to go. That was my wife calling. And
yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, yeah, this was a great call. I think people got a much better idea of what's going on with Minds Pro and what's to come. So I really appreciate you jumping on and doing this, especially around the holidays and everything.
Thanks, man. Happy Zombie Day. I really appreciate it.
You too. All right. Cheers, man.